Hey, it's Kevin. Thanks for stopping by for another No BS social media chat. It's funny, a couple of weeks ago, I was having kind of a networking meeting, meeting some new people, and then we were just hanging out, and we got to talking about what I do with social media. And somebody joked and said, "Man, you need to be committed." And all of a sudden, I just almost saw the light bulb go out over my own head and went, boy, that can be taken in two ways. Spending all the time I spend on social media, as I always joke, 18 hours a day in a darkened room. It's not necessarily true, but sometimes darn close to being true. Just sitting behind a computer screen, just doing my thing, researching, working, creating the web content, creating the videos, creating, tweaking pictures, all the kind of stuff I do on a daily basis, the grunt work, if you will, the no fun work, the, work that takes commitment. You got to look at it two ways. In order to do the work, you have to be committed to doing the work. And I think you need to take that into account too with your social media. There are too many people who pretend to do social media for their own personal brand, for their business, for whatever it is. And again, a lot of times we talk about, our music business clients, our media clients, our charitable clients. They go through the motions, but they're just, really just almost like when somebody dusts a house, they just kind of whip a quick rag over it, but they don't use any pledge or any of that cleaner stuff. They're just going through the motions. They're just dusting real quick and just checking it off their list. And you have to be committed to do social media. And then the antithesis or the joke part of that is in order to do social media, to really get into it, you've got to be committed. I mean, look at these videos. If you just go back, and I'm not ashamed of this, there aren't a lot of views on these videos on YouTube. I'm not an internet viral star with all these chats. I'm okay with that. But the commitment is there each and every week to do a new video for you, to go through the time and effort. And like I said, it takes a half an hour to an hour to compile the information. It takes a while to research the topic, to think about the topic, to study the topic, to talk about the topic, to come up with a topic. But I'm committed to bringing this information to you. In talking to people who I've met through our social media chats, talking to my clients who find the value in what we do. And they don't always come up and tell you they find value, but when you're having a meeting with them, they'll talk about, well, I remember that video you said about a month ago, and it clicks, where it's like, you know what, if we're just those soft touches in the background, helping you be committed to social media, helping you explore social media, helping you better understand social media, then it's worth the time and effort, the commitment I put into this. So I guess really, I never really thought of this way until just a couple weeks ago, but to be fully engaged in social media, you have to be committed in two ways, or close to committed. And I don't mean committed to the loony bin, but I'll tell you what, again, like I said, if you really look at the big picture, it's almost silly what social media is. It's almost silly what people do with the memes and all the videos and all the silly little pictures. And yeah, you have to be committed, and maybe you should be committed. As I tell people, I spent almost 30 years in radio, and I loved my time in radio, and I loved some of the many things I experienced and some of the many people I helped, and just some of the relationships I made. But I feel what I've done in just the last 10 years in social media makes me feel better about everything, because it connects all the dots. It connects it all together. It's about really getting down and building relationships. We pretended to build relationships in radio. Some people were better at it than others. But I had a lot of personalities I worked with who were just going through the motions. Again, they weren't committed to building the relationships. I knew a few radio personalities who were so committed to doing it right, and it paid off with their success and their long-term career success. Other people just go through the motions and they're not really committed. Again, kind of a twofold thing. You should be committed to doing a good job, to really doing it. Don't pretend. Don't just dust your social media. If you're going to do it right. And I'm not suggesting you shouldn't do it, unless maybe you shouldn't do it and get left behind and miss this. I don't want to call it a revolution, because that's overstating the point. But if you're going to truly want to engage your fans, followers, friends, to build a base for the future, to what I really believe is going to be the next wave of marketing in our lifetime. We're still on the early end of it. It's less than 10 years old, really, social media. But it's important to stay ahead of it. Again, we do a lot right now that comes and goes. That's as I tell people, it's almost like being an explorer, where you're doing a lot of things now that don't matter, but you're paving the way for the future. And generations down the road with this social media thing are going to be much more advanced than we are, and it's going to be much more meaningful, and businesses and brands and people are just going to be more connected than ever before. But we've got to start somewhere. We've got to start now. You started just by being here and watching this video. What are we, 5 minutes in now? Next week, another No BS social media chat right here. NoBSSocial.com is our main website for the videos. IntensityMedia, of course, .com is our main website. Still under work. You know, again, my information, my phone number, my email, it's coming up now. Reach out. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's email. Let's connect. You got to be committed, so start now. Thanks. See you next week.